everybody. Welcome to the third in a series of 30 daily videos that I'm making for this YouTube channel. During this video, I want to share my thoughts and experience so far of working with the website Songtradr, the music licensing platform Songtradr. I'm sure a lot of you are probably already familiar with Songtradr. I imagine some of you probably use the platform as well. I signed up for Songtradr last November, so I've been using the website for about 6 months. I've had a little bit of success so far, so I wanted to share my thoughts and my experience of what it's been like using this platform so far. I want to preface this video by saying I am not affiliated in any way with Songtradr other than the fact that I use it as a songwriter, musician. I don't work for Songtradr. This video is not meant to endorse Songtradr per se. I just want to share my experience so far. I actually got to meet the creative services director for Songtradr, Aaron Dillon, last September in Los Angeles. My producer and I did a 2-day-long seminar on music production and music licensing, and Aaron was one of the guests for our seminar. She came and gave about a 2-hour-long presentation. Very cool lady, very nice person. She gave a really great presentation. She critiqued everybody's music and kind of told us what worked and what didn't about our tracks. So that was very insightful. She definitely knows her stuff. Before working with Songtradr, she was a music supervisor for, I believe, Creative Control Entertainment. I believe that was the company. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Creative Control Entertainment. In any event, I'm on the Songtradr homepage, so I want to give you guys a little tour. I'll show you kind of behind the scenes of what the platform looks like. We'll discuss the pricing, what they charge, and whether or not I think it's a good deal for musicians and writers. So let's talk about the pricing first. So I'm on the homepage, and if you go to Artist Services, you will see that there are two options. You can sign up for a free Songtradr account, so it's free, doesn't cost anything, or there's the option to sign up for a pro account, which right now they're doing a promotion for $4.99 a month. If you sign up for the free option, you pay 40% per license, right? So if you license something for $100, you would pay Songtradr $40. That would be their commission for that placement. You would get the remaining 60%. With the pro option, you pay $5 a month and you keep 80% of your licensing fees, and you give Songtradr 20%. So using the example of a $100 license, you would give them $20, you would keep $80, and you would pay them $4.99 a month for your membership. You also submit music for licensing opportunities on a credit-based system. So with the free account, you only get 20 credits per month, which doesn't give you the option to submit to that many licensing opportunities. They range between 5 credits to 10 credits to 15 and so on. So for the free option, you can probably submit to an average of maybe 2 submissions or so a month. For the pro option, you get 250 credits, which gives you a lot more submission opportunities. To date, I'm actually not a pro member, and I'm going to talk about why in this video. I've spent maybe $10 or $12 so far with Songtradr. You can buy credits that will allow you to submit to 2 different licensing opportunities. So that's what I've done so far. But let's log in. So I'm going to log in and show you what their dashboard looks like. So give me 1 second here while I set the mic down and log in. Let me make sure I get my password correct here. I am not a robot. You want to make sure you check that you're not a robot. And then log in. So when you log in, you go right into your dashboard, and you'll see so far, if you look under My Activity, this sort of breaks down how many songs I've submitted, how many plays and views I've had, how many songs have been shortlisted and licensed. So far to date, I've submitted 14 tracks to Songtradr. And again, this is over the course of about 6 months. I started in November of last year. I've had 7,043 plays, views. I've had 0 hearts. I'm not sure if that's normal or not. I have 1 song in a playlist. I have 10 tracks that have been shortlisted, and I have 4 tracks that have been licensed. So I've licensed 4 things so far using Songtradr. I will show you the tracks that I've licensed in a second. First, though, I want to sort of break down the different licensing opportunities. So if you look on the right-hand side here, you'll see the Music Wanted section, and these are different opportunities that you can submit to. Now, what I've noticed so far, and I actually talked to my publisher about this the other day, one of the things we both sort of pointed out is that a lot of their music requests are very specific. A lot of them are somewhat obscure, although I'm looking here, and most of these are relatively straightforward, but you'll see things like gospel funeral music wanted. So for this particular opportunity, it expires in 26 hours, and this cost 4 credits to submit to. Here's another one for a White Stripes alternative. This costs 7 credits. It expires in 38 hours. And so on and so forth. So on a regular basis, they update this section with different opportunities that you can submit to. You'll see authentic 1950s recordings wanted, authentic 1940s recordings, and so on and so forth. So this is the music wanted section. You can submit to these when you have music that's relevant. The other side is what's called the deals board. And this, I believe, you need to be a pro membership to submit to these. Yeah, you can see that for most of these at least. So here's a overhead radio opportunity. You can make your music available for use in restaurants, cafes, gyms, hotels, and so forth. Here's a compilation album opportunity, apps that need music. So I'm actually in the process of, I want to upgrade my account to a pro membership. I tried a couple days ago, and for some reason, it just wasn't linking up to my PayPal account successfully. So I do plan to go pro. I think it just, excuse me, I think it makes more sense economically. So, and I know a lot of you are reluctant to pay to websites like this, but I wanted to sort of share my thoughts on why I think Songtradr is actually a pretty good deal. I mean, it's $5 a month, which isn't a lot of money, to invest in your career, and you're not sharing publishing with them. So you're only giving them, when you go as a pro member, when you sign up as a pro member, you're only giving them 20% of your licensing fees. So if you do license anything through them, I think it works out to be a pretty good deal. So I'm not big on paying companies like this in general, but I think with a platform like Songtradr, it makes a little more sense because it's not a big fee to begin with, and you're giving them such a small percentage of anything that you make that it kind of makes sense. I know some of you probably disagree with that. Maybe share your thoughts in the comments in terms of what your thoughts are about paying for platforms like Songtradr, whether you think it's a good deal or not. In any event, we'll look at my songs. These are the tracks that I've submitted so far to Songtradr. Like I said, there's 14, and I think maybe just 12 different tracks. A couple of these are instrumental versions of vocal tracks. So you'll see that most of these I'm the publisher for, but one of the cool things about Songtradr is you can actually upload songs that you have with other publishers, even if they're exclusive. Now, make sure you check if you do have songs exclusively with other publishers, check with your publisher and make sure they don't have a problem with you doing this. But Songtradr can actually link up to whoever your publisher is. So these 2 tracks, for example, I have with a company called Heavy Hitters Music in LA. These songs are signed exclusively to Heavy Hitters, but Songtradr's platform has the ability to link up the publishing with different major publishers. So if I do license any of these tracks through Songtradr, and it is something that Heavy Hitters is eligible to receive publishing for, they'll still receive that publishing. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I give publishing away to something that I'm submitting to? But I guess the way I look at it is I want to monetize as many of my tracks in as many different places as possible. So if I can pitch some of these same tracks and successfully license them, and they are locked up exclusively, I feel like that's better than nothing at all happening with them. So I do have 2 tracks that are with a different publishing company. Let's go back to the dashboard, and I want to show you, okay, here's the transactions deals. That's what I'm looking for. So So 4 of my tracks so far have been picked up. This was an opportunity for Mood Media overhead blanket license. Now, to be honest, I don't know exactly where these tracks are going to be played. I'm pretty sure this is for retail outlets, retail stores, malls, and things of that nature. I actually emailed Songtradr to try to get a little bit of clarification in terms of what this will pay, and their answer was pretty vague. Like, they didn't know exactly how much I would receive. But you'll see that the next payment for these licenses will be within 60 days of September 30th, 2018. So by the end of the year, I should receive something for these tracks. Again, to be honest, I really have no idea how much, but I'll find out by the end of the year, and I'll report back at that point and let you know. My strategy in general with licensing is just to license my tracks in as many different outlets as possible, just to get the music out there as many different times as possible. I had one track that was licensed to a movie theater. It was played in the lobbies of movie theaters throughout the U.S. a couple years ago, and that was sort of an interesting experience. And I've actually, that particular track that was used in that compilation that was played in different lobbies of movie theaters has been Shazammed hundreds and hundreds of times, and it's actually resulted in quite a few iTunes downloads and Spotify streams. So I do, you know, all of these opportunities I think are good. And I think just in general, the more exposure you can get for your music, the better. So one other interesting thing that I wanted to point out, something I discovered sort of inadvertently by working with Songtradr, is I Skyped with my publisher a couple weeks ago about Songtradr, because we were kind of talking about how Songtradr works. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going behind her back by trying to license songs that she represents. And one of the things that's interesting is these 4 particular tracks that I've licensed to Mood Media via Songtradr. This particular licensing opportunity is actually outside the realm of sync licensing. So I own the rights to all these tracks, but my publisher was telling me that these types of placements you can do even if you have someone exclusively representing your tracks for sync licensing. So that was just sort of an aha moment for me, because I realized that some of these tracks that I've signed exclusively over the years, I was under the impression that there was really very little or nothing I could do to monetize them apart from what my publisher is doing on my behalf. But I've realized through this conversation that this particular type of licensing is outside the realm of sync. And so at least per the terms of the contract that I have with this particular publisher, I could potentially license tracks that I have signed to her for opportunities like this, and there would be no conflict of interest. So, make sure that you verify, if you're going to try to go this route, make sure you verify this with whoever your publisher or publishers are, to make sure that your agreement is the same. But I'm pretty sure this is a fairly common situation where if someone represents your tracks exclusively for sync licensing, you can still monetize your tracks on platforms like YouTube and licensing that falls outside the realm of sync licensing. So in other words, outside the realm of TV, films, advertisements, and so on. So that's pretty much it. That's been my experience working with Songtradr so far. Like I said, I plan to go pro and do the $5 a month option. It's such a minimal investment that I figure already with these 4 tracks that I've licensed, I'm sure I'll at least make that much back and hopefully a lot more. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have experience working with Songtradr and you have licenses or placements that you'd like to share, or just any experiences in general. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow on the next daily video.